अस्सलामुअलैकुम नाजरीन। ऑस्ट्रेलियन बुश फायर्स पर एक प्रोग्राम लेकर आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर हैं। इस वक्त हम 40 एकड़ ज़मीन के एक टुकड़े पर मौजूद हैं और यहाँ अभी कुछ ही देर में रूरल फायर ब्रिगेड पहुँचती ही होगी। इस ज़मीन पर पाइन की काश थी जो कि आप देख सकते हैं काट दी गई है। जलाने के लिए जगह जगह इसके ढेर लगा दिए गए हैं। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में कोई भी आग बगैर हिफाजती तदाबीर के नहीं लगाई जा सकती। इसी कारण आज भी फायर ब्रिगेड का यहाँ पर मौजूद होना लाजमी है। इस बात का तो आपको आगे चलकर इल्म हो ही जाएगा कि यहाँ पर आग लगानी क्यों ज़रूरी है, मगर मुख्तसरन हम भी आपको बताते हैं। सबसे पहले तो ये लकड़ी के ढेर सांपों के फूलने फलने के लिए बेहतरीन घर हैं। दूसरा, आग के मौसम में यानी कि गर्मियों के मौसम में अगर खुदा ना खास्ता बिजली गिरने से या किसी के सिगरेट वगैरह फेंकने की वजह से कल को आग लग गई तो किसी भी तौर पर इस आग पर काबू नहीं पाया जा सकेगा और कई घर इसकी लपेट में आ जाएंगे। बस यूँ समझें कि सैलाब से पहले हम बंद बांध रहे हैं मगर आग का। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में ख़ासकर ऐसे दरख्तों के जंगलात का होना जिनमें तेल की काफ़ी मिकदार पाई जाती हो, यहाँ की बुश फायर्स में आग लगने की शरह को बहुत बढ़ा देता है और ख़ासकर गर्मियों में किसी की भी छोटी सी गलती की गुंजाइश नहीं रहती। यही वजह है कि उमूमन गर्मियों के मौसम में यहाँ पर फायर बैन लगा दिया जाता है, मगर इसके बावजूद भी यहाँ हर साल ही हमें खूबसूरत सनसेट्स और हसीन शफक देखने का मौका मिलता है। वो यूँ कि यहाँ की फ़िज़ा में धुएं की आमेजिश यहाँ के कुदरती हुस्न को और बढ़ा देती है। जैसा कि कहा जाता है, महासिन पर नज़र रखनी चाहिए। जंगलात की ये आग अपने साथ इस कदर हरियाली और ज़रखेज़ी लेकर आती है कि इंसान का बनाया हुआ कोई भी फर्टिलाइज़र इसका मुकाबला नहीं कर सकता। आइए नाजरीन, अब यहाँ की रूरल फायर ब्रिगेड के इंचार्ज से कुछ बातें करते हैं।
Okay, what's going on here? The property owners, as in yourself, has obtained through the Wynyard Rural Fire Brigade to clean up this property through vermin and snakes because of the vegetation that's been left, that's been cleared. So what we're going to do, as you can see, the boys and girls in our brigade, they just burn down each side of the stack. We're starting at this side of the stack first because it's closest to the house. Once this is nice and safe, we then protrude down the stack a little bit further, and then because there's multiple stacks on this property, we'll just keep on going down as we think it's safe, as a safe enough area back from the house. With the stacks like this, it's very good to clean the property up because then the owners can come in and keep the paddock here nice and clean. Because here in Australia we have a lot of venomous snakes. We've got the southeastern brown snake and the red-bellied black snake. These are good habitats for their environment to live in. So we can hop in and do what the owners of the property ask us to do, which is just clean it up. And I've got a dozer coming in the next day to push all the heads together, so they're left with pretty well no stacks left. These stacks here will probably be burning for 2 to 3 days, depending on the thickness of the log and material what's in here. On this job tonight, because it's a large job, we'll probably be here for 6 to 8 hours, and that which brings us up till midnight or 2 a.m. Saturday morning. All our people that we've got here in our brigade are all volunteers, and so all our work that we do is voluntary, and the guys and girls put a bit larger effort in to help the community and help everyone in our area. And with the fire moving through the way it is, it's not a really hot, quick burn. So what animals are in there, the escape route or escape time for the animal to escape in is pretty high, because with a stack burn, you've got all air pockets and, as you might say, roadways through the vegetation because they're not pushed really tight. So any snakes or rats or any mammals, what's in there, have got a chance actually to escape. And that's why we don't completely ring the fires in it all the way around. So we always leave a little escape route for the animals to escape from. No fire in here in Queensland, is, to my knowledge, has been started from the trees rubbing together. Maybe what you could be thinking of, eucalypt fires, which is your gum tree fires, they are a little bit more savage down south because of the oil content what's in the leaf. And that the fire you're seeing here is what we call just a normal grass or stack fire. Down south we get a lot of what we call crown fires, where the actual fire is in the top of the trees, not down the base. You can have you see to your fire coming through down on the ground, but your actual head fire, your crown fire, could anywhere between 50 or 100 metres in front of the fire that's on the ground. So you've actually got two fires going through. The reason for the fires here today, mainly it is for a tidy up, but at the same token, if we don't tidy up these fires now, like I mentioned earlier in the piece, it's easy to have a control fire now, whereas if these stacks coming through here, if the fire got here in say September and October, with the body of grass what's here, even though there's a good 30-metre break from the vegetation to the house, this house would still be threatened by fire if it comes through on the wrong day with the wind pushing the fire to the house, and it'd be a large threat to the owners of the house. How do we cope with the heat? The owner here is standing just in her normal day-to-day wear, and she's feeling quite hot. I'm standing here, as you can see, just with my protective clothing on, our fireman's uniform. It's UV Pro-Band coated, and we can actually go right up close to that fire and be safe as. What I'm about to do now, I'm just going to show the property owner on how close to the fire I can get before it's a threat to myself. I'm not going to put myself in any danger whatsoever. I'll wait until I get a second officer here from my brigade, so we're acting the buddy system, so he can just watch me going in to make sure I am safe, and I can demonstrate on how safe I can get to the fire without actually getting really hot. When I start backing back from the fire, I'll tell you on what distance I can get to the fire.
So we're going to take it from one side to another.
As you can just see, with our protective clothing on, I got right into the seat of that fire. So if we had to with our hoses, we can take a hose in there and hit the fire straight away. But we always try to fight a fire from a relatively safe distance, which is between 5 and 10 metres. I was actually right in the fire there. I was getting warm, but there was no way I was in any danger, and the heat, it was hot through my clothing, but a normal person could not get in that far without getting burnt. Back in 1994, that was our biggest days here in Queensland, when the fire started. There was a fair bit of country got burnt, thousands of acres, and we were actually pushing through flames. We actually had one chance where the fire has gone over our vehicle, but we were all safe. We burnt a few electrical items on the truck, but that was A-OK. When you're faced with situations like that, you do the best you can under the circumstances, but at no time do we put ourselves in life or death situations, because property is just not worth saving. You can replace property, but you can't replace your life. The question was, how do you get water into the bush? That is very hard. We carry 1,800 litres of water on our trucks. A lot of the times when we go into the fire, we're always on the lookout for dams when we're in the country, because dams are an important water source. If you're lucky to get a property owner that's got a swimming pool, we can pump out of swimming pools. His tank water, creek waters if there's water in the creeks, or even the articulated water, which is town water along your major highways and back roads. We've got hydrants that tap into them. First thing we do is you don't go in to try and put anything out. You always do a recce, which is a reconnaissance of the property. You always want to try and work out where the fire is heading, how it started, and where you can put the fire out. If it's only small and we get there, 9 times out of 10 we can put the fire out. Minimal damage to the property and the land. The question was, have we ever felt helpless? The answer is yes. I've been in a situation where you're counting your life, then you ask yourself, why are you here? Why are you doing this? And the question is because you want to help other people, and you all stick together as one community, one group. How come the fire here isn't really spreading across the vegetation? The reason is because the grass looks tall, but it's very spindly, which means the grass is not thick, and the fire is just contained in the vegetation matter, which is the stacks. From our ignition point on the ground, how it travels across the base of the land, because that's where the fuel is, because what the fire is made up of is what we call the golden triangle, which is heat, oxygen and fuel. You knock one of those 3 pieces out, only one, and the fire is gone. You can't survive. The City Brigade is all your red trucks here in Queensland. They are trained and highly skilled professional paid people that put out road accidents and house fires and alarms in all your shopping centres and anything that's to do with structural. Here, our yellow trucks is all the rules. All the people are volunteers. We do not get paid 1 cent for the jobs we do. We've all got other jobs. And we just protect the land, the environment. If there's any structures threatened, then we ring through to our head office in Brisbane and ask for assistance from the red trucks, from Urban. Why did we choose to become firemen? For myself, I'm a property owner in Queensland, in Wynyard, in the little township. Fire is just a part of life for us because we burn off every couple of years. It's just part of living. The brigades got formed up to help communities because we had no rural brigade, and it took a while from response from your bigger towns to respond to brigade out to you. So you get together and form little rural brigades, and you all communicate as one, unite as one, you all help one another. Myself, I've been in the brigade for about 13 to 14 years and loving every minute of it. My profession is pineapple growing. Not only pineapples are growing here, but what other crops? There's, as I say, pineapples, bananas, watermelons, rock melons, zucchinis, tomatoes, a little bit of lettuce, macadamia nuts, lychees, and a few more other crops that I can't think. Grapes, avocados. Basically a fruit salad bowl is what's produced here. I was born and bred here. I haven't had the heart to travel anywhere because I just love the area and love the people and love Queensland so much, so I just choose to stay. I like most about Queensland is the open space. You're your own person and you can just do nearly what you want to do. There's no neighbours around you, and that the area is really nice. The heat's a little bit tough sometimes, but it beats being cold. It's a good thing knowing you're doing something nice, helping the community and helping the environment at the same time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No worries.
Thanks.
Do I start doing my walk now?
That's it. Put your skid lid on.
Which way does it go?
Back to front, yep.
Look at that.
Alright.
Sensational.
Smile.
My face is really, really hot.
Put your visor down.
It's just absolutely amazing how much cooler it is in this suit, especially when you put the visor on as well. So when I put this down, right now I can feel the heat on my face. It's actually really unbelievable. It's very, very hot, and all over my hands as well, and on my jeans. But when I put my visor down and I've got this thing on, it's unbelievable. It's like you can walk into the flames. It's very, very cool in here, and they're very light as well.
Historically, fire has been used by the Aboriginal people, this goes back thousands of years, in order to scare the animals out of the bush to make it easier for them to be killed. And also this would encourage plant regrowth, and this regrowth encouraged the animals to come back to the bush and so that they were there for the next killing. So this was an ecological process which was developed by the Aboriginal people years and years, thousands of years ago. The Aboriginal people are very spiritual, and their spirituality lies with nature, and they believe that their ancestors go back to the earth and their spirits live on through nature. The use of fire was an integral part of their religion as well as of their means for survival. It was a tool for their survival, but it was very much connected with their spirituality and their religion. The fire process became an evolutionary process in that the plants that could not survive the fire died off, and the plants that survived evolved through history. So we had a changed landscape as a result of this firing process. There is a theory that Australia once was covered by rainforest, and this continual burning of the bush and the dying off of plants and the evolving of the stronger plants actually changed Australia's landscape, where we now have diminished rainfall. Originally, the rainforest would encourage rain through the moisture which expired out of its leaves, and this moisture goes up into the atmosphere and creates rain as much. And there is concern. Fire is not happening by Aboriginals using fire in order to survive. Fire is still happening through other reasons, through lightning, caused by lightning, or caused by accident, through people throwing cigarettes out of a window, or campfires, etc. The traditional reason for fires does not exist much anymore. If I'm not sure, maybe not at all. But that's how it started. And now there are certain species that still rely on fire, such as in the Wallam area, which is prevalent in the coastal areas around here and further north on the Sunshine Coast. And some of those species are hakeas, banksias, grass trees, and they initially have a cone which is like a flower, and after it's flowered it forms seed pods, and these seed pods still rely on the fire in order to open up those seed pods. By doing that, they can germinate. If they don't open, they don't germinate, and the species does not survive. Some plant nurseries actually throw the seeds in hot water in order for them to pop open, in order for them to be able to germinate the seeds and grow the plants for the nursery. There's also a new species, a native species that's which is genetically modified, which is being developed, which does not rely on smoke for its survival. Some species actually rely not only on the fire but the smoke, which causes certain gases which the species rely on for them to pop open and germinate.
Okay.
And also eucalyptus and tea trees burn more quickly because they have a higher oil content in their leaves and in their timber. Most Australian native species are protected by law, and we're not allowed to kill them. If we continue to kill certain species, they will become extinct, and then it will upset the balance of nature. And we have a very complex, diverse number of species which all rely on each other for our survival, and if one particular species is eliminated, then it might mean that other species will not survive as well, because we have species relying on each other for their survival, whether it comes to an animal eating another animal, or an animal eating another insect, or a plant. And if you upset that balance, then you upset the food source and the reliance that certain species have on another species to survive.
What benefit do we get from snakes?
Well, they're all part of that system. The snakes eat rats, eat mice. They eat other species, and they're all reliant. And you can't just take out a species. Every species has a value, and this just doesn't apply to Australia. This would be worldwide. Every species has a purpose for being on this planet, to provide a food source for another species, etc. And many other reasons. And also, we as human beings will not be able to survive if we don't have these animals here that keep that balance in check for us. And we'll end up having plagues of various insects that will kill off our crops if we don't have a certain, a bird that might eat those insects and keep them under control. So we rely very heavily on keeping that balance intact. Bushfires can kill the animals. So it's a matter of, when the Aboriginals did it, they only ever killed enough for their needs. They didn't store, they didn't refrigerate. When they were hungry, they went out and killed. But indiscriminate use of fire can kill more animals than should be killed, and it can actually cause certain species maybe to become extinct. There'll be nowhere for the animals to go. They get caught, they get trapped in the fire, they die in the fire. They may escape, but there may not be anywhere else for them to go because you've actually destroyed their habitat. So indiscriminate use of fire can actually be a threat to our species. The Aboriginal people just instinctively knew how to live in harmony with their environment and only to take out from their environment what they needed for their survival. Today we tend to take out more than we need, whether it be for our own use or to export.
That's true.
One has to be very careful, and most Indigenous people worldwide are similar. Indigenous peoples tend to not take more from the land than they need and to give back to the land. It's a process of giving and taking. And us modern Western people in our capitalistic system tend to always take more than we need and to upset the balance of nature, and we rely on nature for our survival, so it's in our own best interest to look after it. If we keep on burning indiscriminately, we will certain animal species will die and plant species will die and will not regenerate, and we will upset the diversity of our plant and animal species, for which all species rely on for the survival, our survival on this planet. Well, you can't stop lightning strikes, but I do think sometimes the excessive amount of storms and extreme climate conditions are actually created by man through greenhouse gas emissions and climate change as a result of us knocking down trees and upsetting the balance of nature and emitting too many toxins into the atmosphere. We are actually creating extreme climatic conditions, and we should all be working towards reducing greenhouse gas emissions and revegetating, putting more trees back on this planet, because it's the trees that help regulate our climate and our weather conditions. And as far as accidents, through education, whether people dropping cigarettes, campfire accidents, education programs which teach people the consequences of their actions. And it's not only just to plant life and wildlife, it's also to people's lives and people's homes, which can be affected by too many out-of-control bushfires. As an Australian, I have a message for the people of the world. People should not interfere with nature. Nature has a unique way of balancing everything out so that nothing is destroyed, that harmony is restored. It's only when man interferes, normally, that things go out of balance and we have problems. So let nature look after the bush in terms of fires and also in terms of regrowth, regeneration, and let us respect nature and work in harmony with it.
बुशफायर्स ऑस्ट्रेलियन लाइफस्टाइल का एक हिस्सा हैं। कहा जाता है कि शदीद गर्मी की लहर का आ जाना इस आग को शुरू करने के लिए बहुत काफ़ी होता है, और कुदरती आफतों का तो कोई मुकाबला कर ही नहीं सकता और ना ही कोई इनसे लड़ ही सकता है। यही वजह है कि कई हज़ार एकड़ हर साल ऑस्ट्रेलिया में इस आग की नज़र हो जाते हैं। इसके काफ़ी फ़वाइद भी हैं जो कि हर आम इंसान को यहाँ पर वाज़े तौर पर दिखाई देते हैं। आपने देखा होगा कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया के जंगलात में से आप गुज़र सकते हैं, मगर अफ्रीका के जंगलात में से गुज़रने का तो सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता, चूँकि यहाँ हमेशा ही छोटे छोटे पौधे और दरख्तों की निचली शाखें, घास फूस और झाड़ियाँ वगैरह आग लगने से हर साल ही जलकर राख हो जाती हैं और एक साफ़ सुथरा सा जंगल दिखाई देने लगता है, जो कि कैंगरू जैसे तेज़ रफ्तार जानवर का मनपसंद है, जिसमें कि वो छलांगें लगाता हुआ भाग सके। अब एक बड़ी ही हैरत अंगेज़ बात आपको बताते हैं। आप लोगों ने ये बात तो सुन ही ली होगी कि यहाँ पर कुछ बीज ऐसे हैं जो कि कभी भी ना उग पाएँ अगर जंगल में आग ना लगे, यानी कि खुदा ने इनकी अफजाइश की शर्त में ये रख दिया कि जब तक आग उन्हें छुएगी नहीं वो खुलेंगे नहीं, और जब तक वो फटेंगे नहीं उगेंगे नहीं। सिर्फ यही नहीं बल्कि इन जंगलात में ऐसे बीज भी पाए जाते हैं जिनकी टांगें होती हैं, जो खुद चलकर अपनी मनपसंद जगह पर पहुंचते हैं और एक स्क्रू की तरह घूम घूम कर अपने आप को बो लेते हैं। अब कुछ आग की स्टैटिस्टिक्स के बारे में। 26% बुश फायर्स आसमानी बिजली गिरने से लगती हैं, यानी कि लाइटनिंग की वजह से। 25% जानबूझकर लगाई जाती हैं। 16% एग्रीकल्चरल पर्पसेस के लिए लगाई जाती हैं। 10% कैंप फायर्स होती हैं, शायद इसलिए कि यहाँ का मौसम कैंपिंग वगैरह के लिए बहुत आइडियल है। 7% माचिस की तीलियों को लापरवाही से इधर उधर फेंकने की वजह से बुश फायर्स लगती हैं। 5% लोगों की छोटी मोटी गलतियों से। 3% मुख्तलिफ मशीनरी या किसी भी किस्म के एग्जॉस्ट की वजह से। 2% खुद लगाई जाती हैं और 1% पब्लिक यूटिलिटीज़ यानी कि घरों में इस्तेमाल की अशिया की वजह से यहाँ पर बुश फायर्स लग जाती हैं। 6% बुश फायर्स की वजह जानी नहीं जा सकती, यानी कि अननोन रहती हैं। आइए अब बुश फायर्स को मजहबी नुक्ता नज़र से देखते हैं। सब्ज़ दरख्तों के अंदर खुदा ताला ने आग मख्फी तौर पर रख दी और इसमें कई रूहानी असरार पोशीदा कर दिए। इरशाद खुदावंदी है, वही तुम्हें दोबारा ज़िंदा करेगा जिसने तुम्हारे लिए सब्ज़ दरख्तों में आग पैदा की है। सूरह यासीन आयत 81। हर साल ही ऑस्ट्रेलिया के जंगलात आग का सामना करते हैं और हज़ारों की तादाद में हरे दरख्त जलकर राख हो जाते हैं। दरख्तों के अंदर जहाँ पानी होता है वहीं मख्फी आग भी मौजूद होती है, हालांकि दोनों बाहम मुखालिफ अशिया हैं। दरख्त के जलने का अमल तब शुरू होता है जब बाहर की आग अंदर की आग से आकर मिलती है। ऐसी बाहर की आग जो ख्वाह आसमानी बिजली की सूरत में हो और चाहे किसी की जानबूझकर लगाई हुई हो, इन दोनों आगों के मिल जाने की सूरत में एक ऐसा अमल पैदा होता है जिसकी वजह से एक हरा भरा दरख्त शोलों की लपेट में आकर भड़क उठता है। गोया के दरख्त की एक मख्फी हालत अयां हो जाने के बाइस लकड़ी का कसीफ जिस्म गैसों की लतीफ़ शक्ल इख्तियार कर लेता है। सूरह यासीन की इस आयत से मालूम होता है कि इंसान का मरने के बाद दोबारा जिंदा होना इसी अमल के मुशाबे है। आग का जिक्र हमारी रोज़मर्रा ज़िंदगी में कुछ यूं भी मिलता है। आग, जिसे सोचने वालों ने अपनी तरह सोचा और लिखने वालों ने अपनी तरह लिखा। कहीं ये सीने में मोहब्बत की तरह शोला फशां हुई और कहीं इसने गुस्से, तासुब और जहालत का लिबादा ओढ़ लिया। शायरों ने इसका ताल्लुक दिल से जोड़ा, मुसन्निफों ने दुश्मनी से। कहीं ये हसद बनकर इंसान की खूबियों को जला गई तो कहीं खबर बनकर जंगलों में फैल गई। कहीं तो ये जहन्नम में भड़काई गई और कहीं ये अपने नबी पर ठंडी कर दी गई। पुराने वक्तों में इसने गाय के पेट से निकलकर रोटियां पकवाईं और नए वक्तों में ये रॉकेटों को मदार से बाहर ले गई। आग हम सब की जानी पहचानी चीज़ जो हमेशा थोड़ी सी हमारे अंदर भी ज़िंदगी बनकर रहती है। भले ये हमें कभी दिखाई दी या नहीं, मगर हम सब ने मोहब्बत की हिद्दत को महसूस किया, गुस्से की गर्मी को पानी पीकर बुझाया और अपनों पर कभी ना आँच आने की दुआएं मांगी। और अगर आप अब भी हमसे मुत्तफिक नहीं तो बुखार तो आपको कभी ना कभी चढ़ा ही होगा। अच्छा तो नाज़रीन, इसके साथ ही अब हमें इजाज़त दीजिए और हमें अपनी दुआओं में याद रखिए। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।